Hello and welcome. In this presentation, I'll present to you a scenario study. In this study, I'll first talk about the scenario and I'll provide my solution to that scenario. I'll feature a Gantt chart to demonstrate how the task can be splitted out and be managed. I'll also show you a critical path, and at the end, I'll give some comments about the comparison between Gantt chart and network diagram. So the scenario is, I am a manufacturing engineer working for an aircraft company. The production lines are running at full capacity to keep up with the high demand. One day, I learned that one of my suppliers of bolts have been forging testing results. The tests were never done, so no data exists to tell if the bolts meet my standards or not. I do not know how long the forging of the test results has been going on, but I'm only told that it has been a while. This means that the whole production line, including the planes ready to be delivered, may be affected. So what do I do? So few things we know about. Bolts are tested at batches or lots, so specified number are taken out of every batch and tested. The testing typically involves loading the bolts until they fail. The bolts do not have serial numbers, so it is impossible to identify the lot number from which they came. The supplier who forged the test supplies 30% of my inventory of all sizes of bolts. My entire inventory is stored in bins by size. Each bin has a mixture of manufacturers to reduce the dependence on any one company. Bolts have their manufacturer symbol stamped on the head of the bolt. It takes weeks to assemble or disassemble an aircraft. Stopping the assembly line completely to disassemble all aircraft could put my company in financial risk. However, the FBI has arrested already those who forged the test, and so temporarily their business has been closed. Also, customers are waiting on new plans, and any delays could cause orders to be lost. So here's my solution to the problem. We know that the FBI has arrested those who forged the test, and their business has been closed, at least temporarily. Therefore, we can allow bolts coming from the remaining suppliers and may continue future assembly. So those bolts are not forged, and those bolts, we know that they meet the standards. As for the current state, there are some relevant points. So the supplier who forged the test supplies 30% of our inventory of all sizes. Our entire inventory is stored in bins by size. Each bin has a mixture of manufacturers. To reduce the dependency on any one company, we buy bolts from 3 companies and mix the bolts in bins sorted by size. That means around 33.3% of every bin is from one company. We also know that it takes weeks to assemble or disassemble an aircraft, and stopping our assembly line completely to disassemble could put our company in financial risk and their customers waiting for the new plans. So we will do 2 what ifs. The first is, if we allow the production and delivery to continue, no time lost because no disassembly will take place. There will be no imminent financial risk, but maybe a long-term risk. We will not lose any orders. However, all delivered aircrafts will reach at most 66.7% standard component-wise. That means 33.3% of the components that exist inside these aircrafts may fail. If we, however, disallow the production and delivery to continue, time lost due to disassembly and reassembly will be there. There will be imminent financial risk, however, there are chances for future recovery. Orders may be lost as delivery cannot be continued. However, we can guarantee that no below standard products get delivered. Right. So from my perspective as an aircraft company, we cannot act negligently. The worst case is that such aircrafts are used for human transportation, and in which case negligence will surely put people's lives at risk. It is time consuming to reassemble multiple aircrafts, but that's what we have to do. Acting negligently will highly likely destroy our company's name, and it's merely a matter of time before our company goes bankrupt. So the solution steps is, first, we shall stop the current production line as well as the delivery line. Further supply of bolts will be allowed to continue because the culprits have been suspended. But such bolts will be dealt separately. The second step is to disassemble all current aircrafts and send all the bolts to test. And then, after all that, we could reassemble aircrafts with up to standard and tested bolts. And eventually, ultimately, we prepare these aircrafts for delivery. At the same time, it is a job for the customer relationship management and department to inform accordingly, honestly, and warn people about those who have forged the test results. Right, so let's take a look at the Gantt chart. In the Gantt chart, there are three big categories. So first we have non-technical before going into the actual assembly and the assembly. And then we have the technical where we deal with the disassembly and assembly. And then we go to non-technical again to finalize our work and get ready to restart back to the normal business. So in the non-technical, we have apologies on delay taken care of by the customer relations management department. We have providing information taken care of by the news relation department. We have resolving lost orders. It's taken care of by the business department. The engineer department will take care of the separation for future votes. And then the cost calculation will be done by finance department. All of these tasks will take approximately 8 months. So from my perspective, this assembly an aircraft each will take 3 months. And then the bolt testing would take around 1.5 months. And therefore, for the whole time we are doing that, the business relations department and all the departments that have to do with customers will have to be able to serve the customers, because we cannot deliver our aircraft on time and we have to resolve our relations with the customers. On the technical side, you can see on the Gantt chart, I put a fake kind of project start date. It's October the 10th in 2025. So in the 10th of October 2025, we began the planning, and then we finish it by the last day of January 2025. And after that, we'll come to this assembly. This will take around 3 months. After that, we do the bolt testing. Well, the bolt testing can start as soon as this assembly process starts. So after 3 days, we started this assembly process. We can right away start the bolt testing, because while we are disassembling the aircraft, we can take the bolts to the testing site and we can perform tests on them. So it would save them. And then we can do reassembly after all that. Of course, we have to ensure that all the bolts are good before we reassembly. And then we re-evaluate all the aircrafts. And then after everything, we can restore back to normal business. This should be paid attention to by all departments. And also the business department has to take care of the resolution of lost orders. And that's the Gantt chart. Right, so the critical path is planning, disassembly, bolt testing, reassembly, re-evaluation, and resolving lost orders. So we can see here, this is the critical path, because if we fail to do anything here, it will slow down the whole project, it will slow down the whole solution, and it will cause delay. Because, for example, at step number 4, we need to reassembly. We cannot achieve our goal without reassembling our aircraft, because we need to have the aircraft ready to be delivered to the customers. And the same thing applies for all other points that are listed on this slide. Right, so I'll give some ending remarks on the Gantt chart in comparison with the network diagrams. So Gantt chart focuses on time. We can clearly see that because in the Gantt chart slide, you can see there's a top bar right there that lists out the dates, right? And it takes a lot of space to display how the project's going on based on the dates. So that's definitely a focus of Gantt charts. Completion of the task can be easily seen with color codes. For example, a bar may be filled with a color denoting finished progress and another color denoting unfinished progress. Tasks are listed out and grouped, all in the table format, thus are easy to navigate and understandable. Compared to network diagrams, it might be harder to pinpoint the longest critical string of tasks in Gantt charts. And in my perspective, task dependency and detailedness of an individual task are the focus of network diagrams. But on the other hand, the flow of time is the core of a Gantt chart. Well, ultimately, I believe both are great tools and could be of great assistance for project management work. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.